live streaming again. I'm going to do a short intro, guys, and then we'll get going. Welcome to this week's Teaching Raid live stream. I had some technical difficulties with the microphone. Happened a few weeks ago too, for those of you who are tuning in then. So this is our final Teaching Raid event of 2017. And if you're new to these events, to these live streams, it's something we've been doing for several years actually on Sarlona. These are events where we take in people who are new to these raids and we teach them how they work, and they're set up just for new players or people who are new to these raids. So sometimes the folks that we get are new to the game, and sometimes they're very new to the game, sometimes total raid newbies. Sometimes we get people who are long-time players and maybe they're new to the raiding scene. Maybe they've been avoiding raids for whatever reason, or maybe they just have been playing a long time and perhaps they're just new to whatever raid we're doing this evening. Tonight's teaching raid is Riding the Storm Out, which is our newest raid from update 35. And I know I've got 6 people signed up that are new to or still learning the raid, and there's a variety of those kinds of folks represented. Like, for example, I know there's at least one really long-time player that just is newer to this raid, and I know that we have some raid newbies too. So we're not trying to make these folks experts at these raids. We're just trying to give them, a basic understanding of the raid so they can feel comfortable going into, a pug and having an understanding of what they're supposed to be doing. So I'm going to take a few minutes to get the newbies that are signed up for this in here. So if you're watching the live stream, you probably got at least a good 5 minutes before we get things before the action gets started. Hey dude, thanks for coming. I'm just going to get the sign-ups in here. So you got a good 5 minutes before we're going to get started. We are live streaming. I am not inviting NWO. I am inviting now. Hey Matt, welcome. Hey Klepto, welcome.
Thank you.
I've got several more people to get in here. We have a full group tonight, so you guys got plenty of time to go grab a drink or something if you need to. I'm gonna finish tracking down the folks that are signed up. Hey dude, welcome.
Hey, thank you.
Hey Ruby, welcome. I was gonna say I don't see you, but now I've noticed that we have 2 marketplace instances, so you must be in the other one. I'm gonna hop over there to see if any of our other signups are hiding in the other instance. Well, one of our signups is Talcostado, who is standing right here, so I'm sure he's just AFK a moment, and then the other person is not online. So,
Costado just jumped down from the fountain, so they may be back.
Vanna was asking about helping, so I'm going to see if he wants to get this last spot. Okay, Vanna's going to switch, take that one no-show spot. Hey, there he is. Hey, Talk. Welcome, buddy. Okay, this is everybody who signed up for the event. I got one no-show, so I got a guildie who's swapping over to fill that last spot. And we are live streaming. And I think we have... Well, I think we might have a couple people who've never attended one of our teaching raids. So who here has never been to one of these events before? One of our Saturday teaching raids? Ruby, you've never been to our teaching raids, have you? I wonder if Ruby has sound.
It doesn't appear to be turned on.
Hey dude, thanks for coming. We are live streaming.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get my Destiny switched, and then I'll be right on in.
Okay, cool. If that no-show happens to pop on, I'm gonna have to ask you to excuse yourself, but thanks for filling that spot.
Yep.
Oh, I was asking you a question, Ruby, and you didn't respond, so I was checking to see if you had sound. So,
Is the icon still up? There it goes.
have you attended our teaching raids before?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Nope. First time for me.
Okay, cool. Welcome. And let's see. I don't think you've attended one of our teaching raids before, have you?
Yeah, I've attended the Abbott raid once and this one once.
Okay. Well, since we have one person who's new to these events, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that this is a learning environment. We've got 5 people here that are new to or still learning the event, or learning the raid, excuse me. And I'm going to be explaining things as much as I can. But at any time, if you are, want more explanation, or you're not sure what's going on, you are lost, you can ask questions at any time, and I'll give more explanation.
Okay.
And so I've got 7, well, me and 6 of my guildies here, just to sort of help out and make sure things run smoothly. And then there are 5 people there, like I said, new to or still learning. And so some people are like, who here has never done this raid before? Some people are totally new. Some people have done it once or twice.
I've never done that. It's the only quest I've never done.
Okay, cool. So we got 4 newbies to the raid and 1 person who's done it once or twice. Okay, cool. This is not a hard raid, but it has a reputation for being really difficult. And the thing is that there's a few basic mechanics that if you don't understand them, if your group doesn't, you know, abide, then the raid can be really messy. And the first thing you need to know is to have good electrical damage mitigation, even on normal. We're just going to be doing the raid on normal, so you need to pause your bravery bonuses maybe if you've never done it, so you have time to do that. But if you can twist in the electrical version of Energy Sheath, that's going to be a big help. Those of you watching the live stream, if you don't know what Energy Sheath is a twist from the Draconic Incarnation Destiny right here, tier 1, so it's an easy twist. And it gives you 50% mitigation to whatever damage type you choose. And you have to choose it when you select the enhancement. There's acid, or electric, or fire, or cold. And then it's like a temporary buff. It's kind of like Fire Shield in that way. In addition to having Energy Sheath twisted in, if you can have an electrical damage absorption item, that's going to be important too. Actually having both of them is important. Now you might learn, in the future that maybe you only need one or the other. But even on this tune, with a bunch of hit points, oops, I'm in the wrong destiny. I use both Energy Sheath and a double absorption item, and I'll link you the absorption item I use just so that you can see. I have a legendary green steel sickle there, and I have tier 2 and tier 3 with electrical absorption, and those are different percentages, 30 and 35, so they will stack multiplicatively but not additively. So that 30 and 35 doesn't come out to 65% absorption, but one is applied, and then from whatever damage is remaining, then the other is applied. So there actually is value in having multiple absorption items as long as they're not the same percentage. But if you have Energy Sheath and you have an absorption item, you should be fine. Anybody with less than 1,000 hit points in here is in danger of dying a lot. If you have less than about 800, you're in very serious danger of dying a whole bunch. In fact, if you have less than 800, then you're likely to get one shot constantly throughout the raid. We're going to be taking electrical damage throughout the entire event, pretty much. So make sure you got your Energy Sheath twisted in. Make sure you get your bravery bonus paused. Make sure you're in your whatever destiny you want to be in. And go ahead and step in. I'm in on normal. Whenever you're ready, step on in. This is an explain as you go kind of a raid, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time explaining things ahead of time. I just sort of explain each part as we get to it. You don't need to turn on your Energy Sheath quite yet, and we'll be reminding you throughout the raid to turn it on though. But this first room, we're just going to basically wait for everybody to get here, because this room people get locked out of the raid once you do these little puzzles here. Just waiting for a couple of my guildies to step in, but first, while we're waiting for them, if you come over to this puzzle on the left, and you'll see there's one on the right as well. Anybody who's new to this raid should come over. These puzzles are going to appear throughout the raid, and there's like 20 of them in here. And it's the Simon Says puzzle. It's the same as the puzzle in Newcomers. One of the Update 35 quests. So the way this works is that, you pull the bottom lever to start it, and then it flashes 3 lights. And you're just going to repeat that order, and then you get credit for it. You got to do that 3 times. The second time is 4 lights, and you just repeat that. And you can remember the this, it's a 3 by 3 grid. So remember it like the numbers on your phone. So that would be 6, 2, 5, 2, 3. 6, 2, 5, 2, and the last one's 3. And you can actually leave it sitting there unfinished. Just remember the last one is 3, and then you can come over here and hit the last one whenever you're ready. Once
You probably need that. Sorry.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, please.
You probably need to do that in several spots where you have to complete 2 of them almost simultaneously. I suspect.
Your suspicions are mostly true. You have about a 1-minute window. So like these 2 in the starting room here must be completed within about a minute of each other, otherwise they reset. There's no other consequence to not getting them done within a minute other than the fact that they just reset and you have to do them over. So you want to make sure everybody's in the raid before you do the 2 here. So everybody is in now. And so I'm going to get this one wrong. And by the way, if you ever want to practice these, you can just step in this raid on any tune as long as you're level 27. Just come in here and practice it. You know, it's right here in the starting room. So I got that wrong on purpose so that it would reset, and I'd like the new folks to go ahead and give it a try. Anybody who wants to, just go ahead and go up to the puzzles and do them. Pull the lever at the bottom to do it, and repeat the pattern. Don't worry if you get it wrong. This is just practice. Anybody else who's new to the raid, go ahead and do the right one over here. Once we get these puzzles done, we'll gather in the center for buffs. There's not really any value in buffing before that. Just waste time on your buffs. Amber, I have not stepped in on R10 just to see what the electric damage is like. We only really have done this on normal. We did it on hard one time and it wasn't bad. But yeah, it's really just been normal other than that. And welcome to those that are just tuning in to this week's Teaching Raid live stream. This week is Riding the Storm Out, the new Update 35 raid. This is the final Teaching Raid event of 2017 for us. But hopefully we'll bring them back for 2018 in the winter. Okay, good job guys. Gather in the center for buffs. And go ahead and turn on your energy sheath, because from this point on we are going to be taking pretty much constant electrical damage. Well, not constant, but sporadic and regular electrical damage may be a better way. Sort of randomly being struck by lightning, and the mobs do electrical damage as well. We're going to be fighting some trash mobs in addition to the boss. The boss is a blue dragon. The trash mobs are all giant skellies. Go ahead and click on this green shimmering thing, and that will get you into the main part of the raid. I want you to take a moment to open up the map if you're new. This map shows the entire raid. It's all right here. So you can see we're starting at the bottom center, and in the middle you'll see like there's a big circular, that's the arena in front of us, and then all around the outside there are ruins, and what we're going to be doing is visiting all those ruins, and there's like these puzzle rooms that we're going to have to open up, and then we'll do those puzzles, and the same puzzles we just did. We're going to start in the southeast corner once we get to those outer ruins, and we're just going to work in a big counterclockwise circles, visiting all the ruins and doing all the puzzles, and that'll open up the final beatdown. There's going to be some trash mobs here in front of us, giant skellies, and if you have a cleric like we do, Rashri here, they can turn them, at least on normal and hard they can be turned. And so if you don't have a cleric to turn the trash, then you need to separate the trash from the mini boss. There's like a Stormborn King giant skelly, and he needs to be pulled away from the others. If they're all kept together, they just regenerate so fast that you can't kill them, and it seems like maybe they do a lot more electrical damage if they're kept together. I'm not 100% sure about that, but the bottom line is you need to separate them in order to DPS them. Otherwise, you're just going to beat on them uselessly. Go ahead and step forward, guys. Rashri is going to take care of turning all the trash for us. Thank you, Rashri. And then we can fight the king. Rashri, can you talk about... I don't play a cleric. Can you talk about what it takes to turn these guys?
Okay, so basically you need to be able to turn 36 hit dice. That is the gist of it. It is not as easy as it sounds. Not every cleric's built to do it, especially if they're one of those that dumps their charisma. I started with 16. I currently have 52.
Okay.
I also have this item, which basically gives me every single turning boost I need to be effective in this raid.
I'll bring that up for the live stream. That comes from Epic
I
Macro
also
4.
get 5 extra levels of cleric as far as turning goes from having enhancements in both my cleric and paladin trees. And I have 1 cleric past life, which also improves turning. But you don't necessarily need all that. There is one more effect that I am lacking on this build that you can get pretty easily, especially if you catch us on Tuesdays when we do our epics. It is called the Aegis of Flame. I don't have it on this character, but it gives 6 extra levels to turning. But all you have to do is be able to hit that magic 36 number and have mighty turning from the Radiant Serpent Tree, and the trash skellies are as good as dead the moment you look at them.
Thank you, Ina.
Okay.
If you have a cleric in here, at least on normal and hard anyways, it makes a big difference. You can spend a lot of time fighting trash that just respawns, but a cleric is gonna, just mow them down, and trash becomes really a non-issue. There are some priests that are red name that can't be turned, but the party can take care of those pretty quickly. There are 2 adventurers packs collectibles underneath the main platform. Oh, and I should have said too, step out from the main platform and look up. You'll see the boss up there in a cool stormy looking thing. We're going to be fighting that blue dragon here momentarily. There's an initial beatdown.
You'd have them jump up.
And then there's a final beatdown. Have them what? Jump up?
Yeah, just to see the wind effect.
Oh yeah, thank you. I meant to mention that. So yeah, jump, and you'll notice that you get pushed to the south. There's an environmental, there's a wind effect. And you really want to get in the habit of not jumping in this raid, because the wind can actually blow you into places that you don't want to be. There are these ravines in the outer area, and some of them are kind of pain in the butt to get out of. So as hard as it might be, I encourage you to not jump in this raid, at least until the final beatdown. The wind effect will be turned off once we disable the storm device or whatever. So there are 6 puzzles in this part. There's 1 on each side of these dais kind of things in the north, east, and west. And so there's a pair in the north, pair in the east, pair in the west, and each pair has to be done within a minute of the other one of that pair. And if you're new, I want you to take a look at the runes that are whirling around above those puzzles. You'll see there's light blue runes, and the dragon's gonna do those. And when the dragon does those runes above it, that means the dragon's gonna do these circles on the ground. They look like big white targeting circles, and if you're standing in those circles, you will take electrical damage. So we'll call out circles, and you'll know they're coming, and so you just want to make sure you're not standing in them. But the dragon can knock you down, and you can be knocked down inside the circles, and that sucks. Also notice that when the puzzle pair is done, you get a larger ring of yellow runes. So if you're new, I want you to look at the western puzzle, because that one's done, which is where I am. And the dragon's also going to do this larger yellow runes, and when the dragon does the yellow runes, we need to collapse on the dragon, basically like get under the dragon's wings. Otherwise you're going to take this electrical storm damage. And now that all the puzzles...
Check.
Oh yeah, turn on your energy sheath, thank you. Now that all the puzzles are done, and you can tell the puzzle pair is done by the yellow runes that appear, so you don't have to like run over the puzzle pair, you can tell from a distance. These air jets will appear, and you can ride those up to the main platform. But you do have to steer yourself up there and compensate for the wind effect. If you find yourself like getting bounced back, it's probably because you're hitting the lip of the platform. So make sure that you're not like getting pushed into the platform if you're on like the north air jet, for example. So blue dragon, if you don't know dragon lore, blue dragons do electrical damage and are immune to electrical damage.
Our tank just got blown off.
Say that like it's a bad thing.
That is something that can happen in here.
Yeah, the dragon can wing buffet you off, and in the final beatdown after the, like, you'll see there's barriers in the north, east, and west. When those barriers are open, if the dragon blows you off that way, you can get blown way out of the arena. I've been blown like ridiculously far by the dragon. Notice that she does her electrical breath in like a 270-degree arc. So if you're not tanking the dragon, you really want to be behind it, which not possible right now. So
Sides work too.
back her up if you can.
What? That dragon has 5 million hit points?
Normal, yep. 750 or 7.5
Holy.
million on hard and 10 million on elite.
Holy cow.
Keep in mind, specific to this, running at this time, I am a melee healer, so you want to be on close to me if you need help.
I'll be throwing spot heals as well. Cocoon and renewal. We got
I
trash
have
out,
Neil
so
targeted.
we want ranged tunes and casters on trash, please. There is a death timer in here, even on normal. I'll raise him.
Alright.
Since we have tanking covered, I don't need to do that. So the dragon will do like a casting sound. She'll stand still and there'll be a casting sound, so it's like kind of like dripping water for a few seconds, and that's your indication that the trash is coming up, which is the air elementals. That's one more thing that can blow you around and blow you down and blow you off. If you're off timer, just call it out.
I'm off timer, but
Because of the... Oh, we got trash again. Because of the constant electrical damage that we can take from environmental effects, getting like scroll reses off can be challenging. And make sure, there you go, get behind the dragon. Like, I sometimes struggle getting res scrolls off because I get interrupted, you know, take damage, fail concentration checks. Trash. So the dragon has basically like 3 special moves. Well, I guess there's more than that, but so we got the yellow runes and the circle runes.
Yellow.
So collapse on the dragon and watch out for the circles. You can
Keep
back
an eye on them for.
you can back out as soon as the yellow runes go away. I'm gonna step in it for the live stream. You can see I'm ticking for like 60 damage. Not a big deal on normal. And I don't have my electrical damage green steel equipped. There we go. Okay, so we beat the dragon down to 70% health. Now she takes a smoke break. And now the outer part of the ruins are open, so jump down. And we're going to go out to the east. And then we're going to turn south. But don't go out yet, guys. So this is clutch. At the beginning of the event, I told you there were 3 things that you really need to know. And if you can get your group to do these 3 things, then you're going to be okay. 1, you're going to get stacks of electrical vulnerability. They should have just appeared in your buff bar. It says Storm Magic. Looks like a hand. That's going to build up. If you get around 10 stacks, you start taking a lot of damage from these electrical strikes. You get up to 20, you're probably going to get 1 shot. So you need to constantly clear those out by running over these runes. You see this rune that's here? These are all over the raid. Whenever you see these, just get in the habit of running over it. It'll clear out your stacks of vulnerability. It'll reset them, basically. But if there's somebody standing on it, or already on it, when you run over it, you won't get your stack cleared. So don't stand on this unless you need to. But if you stand on it, you will be immune to the effect of the environmental electrical damage. So you have to constantly clear your stacks. And so for groups that don't know how this raid works, if everybody gets stacks of vulnerability, these lightning strikes will take people right out, and it'll just be a res fest. So that's another thing that you need to know to do. And then third thing is collapsing on yellow. If you don't have your group collapsing on yellow in the dragon, and everybody starts taking that electrical storm effect, you get a lot of attrition there too. So those 3 things: clearing stacks, electrical damage mitigation, collapsing on yellow. If you can get your group to do those 3 things, you're probably going to be okay. If you got a cleric on top of that to clear your trash, to turn the trash, you're probably going to be golden. Alright, everybody go south. Don't worry about the trash. Rashry will turn it for us. I want everybody to go all the way to the southeast corner. Like I said, don't worry about the trash. Rashry's got it. You'll see that over to the side there's a puzzle that has a gate in front of it. The way that you open those gates is by standing on these runes. Just one person needs to stand on the rune that's at the base of the pillar that has 3 runes on it. And you have to get struck by lightning 3 times. You'll be immune to the lightning if you're standing on the rune. And then it'll light up those 3 runes. And once those 3 runes on the pillar are lit, then that gate will open and that puzzle can be done. And so we're just going to be working a big counterclockwise circle, opening up puzzles, doing those puzzles, and once they're all open and done, then we can go back in the arena and do the final fight. And the puzzles are the same puzzles as the...
Can't turn it.
Okay, notice that this one is a priest, the Forgotten Storm Priest, so go ahead and beat that down. Can't be turned because it's a red name. Jin, looks like you got that puzzle, thank you. Remember to clear your stacks, step away from the trash if you have to. Make sure that you look in your buff bar that they actually clear. Don't stand on the rune, because then other people can't use it. But you know, if there's other people around, you know, you might not have gotten the clearing of your stacks, so make sure you get that.
She's checked.
Need somebody to do this puzzle here, please? Looks like Red 40's got it. Thank you. Everybody else can continue north. But go ahead and jump down into the ravine. You know, people who are new to this sometimes panic a little bit when they fall down here, so they don't realize how to get out. It's no big deal. We're just going to go to the north west portion of this little ravine. There's a ramp up. And this map is the same every raid. You know, the puzzles are in the same location every raid. Nothing changes. What you see is what you get. The abundance of these same puzzles can seem repetitive, but if you have, you know, a bunch of people that can do them, that's great. You know, you can split up. There are issues with splitting up, and I can't remember what those are. Torneal, thanks for doing that. Everybody else can head north. We always stick together, though, and, you know, we just move, like I said, we start in the east corner, we move in a big counterclockwise circle. We leave one person behind to do the puzzle, and we move to the next one, and we just keep doing that all the way around. So here, where I am right now, this is the rune that we have to stand on to open up this puzzle.
How do you know which room needs to be stood on?
If you look at, there's a pillar next to me, and there's 3 runes on it. And you'll see one of those near each puzzle. And that's so that you need to light up those 3 runes by getting struck by lightning 3 times while you're standing on the rune at the base of the pillar. Which I was just struck by lightning 3 times, and now this puzzle is open. Need somebody to do this puzzle, please? Thank you, Wooter. Remember to clear your stacks. I'm going to say that about 50 more times during this event, and that's because I want it to be just like drilled into your head, so that when you join a pug, you're like, oh, Voodoo said clear your stacks. If you forget to clear your stacks, it can get pretty ugly. You keep clearing them, no problem. She's check. Need somebody to do this puzzle, please?
Actually, I have trouble finding that icon that tells me about the stacks.
So it looks like the icon for I believe it's oh, what's that silly little electrical spell?
Shocking grasp.
Yes, shocking grasp. It should be in your buff bar.
But it also looks like, what is it, know the angles?
Oh, okay.
So just be sure you're hitting that. The right one.
I want everybody to go ahead and jump down, or at least if you're new, I want you to jump down here to the end of this ravine, where me and Red 40 are. This ravine is the one that's kind of the biggest pain in the butt, that if you get blown into because you jump next to it, you know, you have to go all the way to the other end to get out. But there is a pillar here that you need to light up. But Red 40's got that. So I just wanted to show you, if you ever fall down here, just run to the other end. Don't worry about the trash, drag it with us. We have to run all the way to the west end of this ravine to get out of it.
Is there still a stuck spot down here somewhere?
There was. I don't know if it was fixed. I know they said they fixed some stuck spots in this raid. I don't want to test. Actually, I will test it out.
Red name.
There was a stuck spot behind these crystals where I am, and it appears to still be a stuck spot. So I'm going to try to slash stuck out of it.
Very nice.
There's Voodoo going the extra mile for us.
Actually, I'm going to try to detour out of it, because there's a detour right above us, Vanna.
I found the same stuck spot.
Oh, yeah, that's something else you can do in this ring. You can detour. And up you
Just look up and target it. You should be able to click on it. So yeah, Vanna, there's still a stuck spot there.
Very nice.
If you're watching the live stream, don't do that. Hey, Chaz, welcome to the live stream.
Well, I can't get out.
I'm gonna need a heal. 8 stacks.
I'm gonna come over there and throw another detour on top of you.
I could use the stuck command though.
You're probably gonna get interrupted though. That's so long, and with the constant electrical strikes, that's probably not gonna work. Okay, Ruby, I'm gonna try to toss a detour right on top of you.
Thank you.
And that didn't work. Okay. We'll try again from a different angle. But my detour is on cooldown, so you'll have to be patient for a minute.
Looks like it can get more than once.
15 seconds left on this detour.
Vol skeletons down by the north puzzle.
See if you can click on that one. It looks like it might be kind of far from you.
Nope.
Okay.
Out of range.
It's always option 3, just let them dive right a stone.
That is true.
North pair is open.
I'm not ready to give up yet.
I'm trying. I got interrupted. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try one more time.
Oh, have at it. It's different when you're being attacked and when you're getting struck by lightning.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm getting tore up here. I need to clear my stacks. I got 20 stacks of vulnerability right now.
Check. Well, Voodoo Lock is one of the few builds that can survive it if properly geared.
Well, if you have enough hit points and absorption, anybody can survive that. But 20 stacks is definitely scary. Alright, Ruby, I'm coming back with another detour. I'm getting separated from the group, and I want to be able to explain things for the live stream, so I want to make sure the group doesn't go any further than the northwest ruins.
Okay. Anything I can do?
I'm gonna toss you another detour right now. Crap. Okay, well, I just fell down here with you, so in 45 seconds, we're gonna try this again. In our teaching rate events, we like to teach you not only what to do, but what not to do. This would be what not to do.
There's a room down to the south
I'm gonna
that
die.
lights up.
I'm back up to 20 stacks. There's a detour right above us, Ruby. You should be able to look up and click on it.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Yep. So if you have stacks of vulnerability, and if it's an absolute emergency, you can always detour back to the start. You don't get struck by lightning in the starting room, and you can let it time out. There's no rune in here to clear it out immediately, but you can let the buff just time out, and it will go away. You can see mine just disappeared. Alright, let's go back in.
Oh, great. Red name.
Go ahead and click on the green thing, Ruby. Like I said, if you could not, if the puzzles aren't done in that northwest ruin, please leave them. But if they're done,
They
then
are done.
Yeah, they're not done yet.
North.
they're done. Okay, no problem. I'll do one of the final ones, because I just want to show the little trick
then.
about doing them while you're getting struck by lightning. Everybody, I also want you to take notice that there is a shrine in the northeast corner. On normal, that shrine is reusable every 15 minutes. Go ahead and go Did you say the puzzles were already done in the northwest?
They're done.
No, they're not.
Oh, okay.
So if you go up the jet right here, they're not done.
The north are done.
Yeah.
In the
that's
north
what I
or down?
meant,
Okay,
the north
cool.
is done. Northwest with the air jet, we ain't touched that yet, that I know of.
So if you're watching the live stream, you know, I got kind of sidetracked with the ravine right here, and but what everybody else is, they went up here, they went across the north. There's a puzzle here and a puzzle here, which is right where I'm at. So there's a puzzle, and there's a puzzle opened with that pillar and that pillar, and now we're gonna keep moving. Let's keep moving to the northwest. Let Rash return the trash as long as it's not a red name. Basically everything but the priests. Go down this ramp in the northwest and take the air jet up. And if you're not doing a puzzle, then go ahead and just work on trash. There are runes up here so you can clear your stacks. And I'm going to do one of them for the live stream. So what you can do, doing the puzzle is a little bit tricky when you're in this part of the raid, because you get struck by lightning and that can blind you. You know, it can happen that you get struck by lightning right in front of the puzzle, and then you cannot see what happened. But if you stand back and then turn your camera angle to like 45 degrees to the side, then if you get struck by lightning, it won't be in front of you.
Sorry, I needed a second.
2, 8, 5, 1, 2. 2, 8, 5, 1, 2. And one little caveat is if, you know, there's little bits of lag or you get struck by lightning, you know, you can get interrupted from clicking the rune. So just, you know, pay attention and make sure that you got it, or because it's easy to think that you clicked a rune but then it didn't register. Okay, these puzzles are done, so clear your stacks and go right back down.
That red name's still down there.
And just wait for the air jet to turn off to go down. Oh yeah, we got a priest at the bottom. Don't fight him there though, because you're just going to get tossed up with that jet. So if he comes out after us, we'll fight him on the ramp or something. Okay, he's coming out, so everybody just fight him on the ramp here, please.
These red names have to be killed.
No.
No, but it's nice to get
It
him
just makes
to not
things
follow
easier.
us. But some trash will actually white dot, so that can be, you know, if you start to get overwhelmed with trash, you just drag them far away and they might just white dot out. So now if you look at your map, we're in the northwest corner if you're new, and what we're going to be doing now is working down the west side. We're working south down the west side of the map. Don't forget to clear your stacks and turn on your energy sheath. You can see that rune pillar is done because the 3 are lit up, but you can also tell from a distance because if the 3 runes are lit up, the yellow runes are above the pillar. Red 40, thank you for doing that one. Everybody else continue south, please. Clear your stacks, and whenever you see a rune, just get in the habit of running over it. Even if you just have a couple stacks, it's good to constantly be resetting that. Need somebody to do this puzzle, please? Thank you, Torneil. Everybody else continue south. When we go across this bridge here, make an immediate right turn. Don't go straight ahead. It's kind of a long, windy dead end that you can waste a lot of time in. If you look on the map, you'll see it's like a snake-like dead end. Says you don't want to go down there, buddy. That's the dead end. Come back up to the bridge.
Just hitting the room.
Oh, okay. Come come back north to the bridge. And we're going to go this way. That rune, that pillar, will open up that gate. So this this one here, that rune pillar, opens up a gate, but not actually a puzzle chamber. So not every rune pillar is opening up a puzzle chamber, but they all have to be done because they do open up the way. I'm not sure about this one though. I really don't know what this one does. Is there a gate over here? There's not. As far as I know, this one may be useless. It might open that one. The one in the corner? The one...
Yes.
No, this...
Or it may open the gate from this side.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it does. I bet if for some reason you come over here first, that you would open the gate that way. If there's anybody that... What did you say?
I said, then again, can you get over here without doing that first?
You know, there's probably a way. That's probably like a safety feature. But I don't think there's a
Have just
legitimate
enough
way.
turns to get every piece of trash consequence.
Perfect.
I have 35 of them.
Is there anybody that hasn't tried a puzzle yet? Don't finish that one, Red 40 or Wooter. Actually, go ahead and reset them. Let's get the new folks on these. I want to make sure that everybody has a chance. I want the new folks to go ahead and do these puzzles. There's no sense of urgency in this raid. We have all the time in the world right now. There are no fail conditions for this raid, other than you have a total party wipe and you're out of gibbers blades.
Chief check.
There's no, like, you know, NPC that's
Thank
gonna
you.
die, or, you know, there's no puzzle to fail or anything like that. It's just good old-fashioned beat down party wipe fail with some puzzles interspersed.
So the only real challenge is stay alive.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The only real challenge is staying alive, mitigating the electrical damage. Like I said, absorption, collapse on yellow, clear your stacks by running over runes. You do those 3 things, you're good to go. Awesome. So you notice we just got a message. And I meant to mention in the upper right hand corner in the quest box, it said reset the control pairs something or other, and it says how many left. That's how many puzzles are remaining. Now that we've done all the puzzles, we're going to detour back to the start. Everybody take a detour. And we're just doing this just to sort of shortcut back in. And that way, if people are scattered around the ruins, you know, we can all detour and get back to the start together. And now what we're going to do is go back into the arena and go out to the east, and then turn north and head to the shrine in the northeast corner. And there's an important point worth repeating, that on normal, you know, that shrine is reusable every 15 minutes. It's never closed, it's always accessible. If you run into any trash, just drag it to the shrine. Notice that the wind effect has stopped.
What about the lightning strikes?
They seem to die down, but not completely stop. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
There was, I'm glad you said that though, because there is one other effect that I think has stopped. So, and I should have pointed out, because I can't really point it out to you now. But there's another thing that shows up in your buff bar that's called I think it's called Eye of the Storm.
It is Eye of the Storm.
And go ahead and kill this trash. And it'll be like it looks like the symbol for the druid spell Storm of Vengeance. It's like green and blue kind of. And that will be a countdown timer, and when that reaches 0, you get like an electrical storm effect, and so people get struck by lightning a bunch, and then it'll just, the timer will reset. If you're under, if you're in a building, if you have a roof over your head, you won't be affected by some of that. Yep. Now that everybody has shrined, we're going to detour back to the start, and we're going to buff together back at the original buff place when we started. Right here by the dead skeleton.
Anybody wants deadly weapons?
Yeah, I'll take deadly, please.
Like in here,
Says.
in here we're undercover, so we're not affected by, you know, those lightning strikes. Anytime you can get
Did you get
under
it?
a roof.
Pressure, you'll take a deadly.
Who's that?
And I didn't mention in the
Sure.
live stream, if anybody has any questions about
Okay,
any part of the
sorry.
raid. You know, my attention is mostly focused here with the folks inside the raid, but I'm, you know, watching the chat as well. So if you have any questions in the live stream, just type them out and I'll respond to them as I see them. We just have the final beatdown now, which is exactly the same as the original dragon beatdown. There, she doesn't have any special moves, but she will be healed back to full, and we will have to beat her all the way down to 0. But are there any questions about any part of the raid so far before we go in?
Not from my side.
This raid can seem really chaotic, you know, when you're constantly being struck by lightning, and that can kind of stress you out when you're a little bit newer to it. But like I said, as long as you can mitigate that electrical damage, there's really no sense of urgency to this raid. But another place that can get kind of tricky is, or where you can see a lot of attrition, is when you're doing the dragon fight. If you know, you get like circles and the yellow at the same time, and you got a bunch of trash out and a bunch of people are getting knocked down into the white circles, then you know you can see some high levels of attrition pretty quickly if you get like all 3 of those things happening at once. Okay, let's go in. Straight back into the arena, take the air jets up to the top, and we're just going to beat the dragon down to 0. Same thing as before, we got to watch for the yellow, we got to watch for the circle runes, and then we're going to have air elemental trash. Energy sheath.
Steer your way up.
Turn on your energy sheaths. Yeah, the wind effect isn't there, so you don't have to steer yourself this time. Since we have a tank, I like to just sit here with chain shape on, stick it on auto attack, and then that way when the air elementals come out, the chain shape will take care of them. No big deal on normal. Although you can still have groups fail in here on normal.
There he goes again. Trash is up. More trash is coming.
Our tank got blown off. Now if there's nobody on the platform, or she does regenerate, so you know, if everybody's dead, or you know, y'all have to detour or something, she will regenerate pretty quickly. But if there is an emergency kind of a situation, you got 9 people dead, you need to sort of regroup. You can always just grab soul stones and detour back to the start, get everybody up, and get everybody rebuffed and come back in here. She will regenerate, but at least that like I said, there's no sense of urgency, so that gives you like a redo. Yellow collapse.
Good to know.
Yellow collapse. Dragon got you as soon as you took that raise map. I saw that. I'll get you up here in a minute. Sheath check. This is a legend.
Do that sometimes. Even if the tank has her aggro, she'll just turn and beat up on the back people sometimes. For the hell of it.
Just like all the other legendary raids, in the end chest there's going to be runes. These are called Korkaza runes, and like the other legendary raids, they are used to purchase the raid loot. Yellow collapse.
Yellow.
If you have 1,250 of these runes, and they are bound to account, so you can move them around, then you can buy a piece of the raid loot. The raid loot can have mythic on it, but if you buy it from the end reward guy, then it will not have mythic. I'll turn on Focus Blast. I am a burster, but I'm just being lazy right now. Because it's not, the end fight here is usually not a big deal, so it's just, this is a way for me to be lazy, is just kind of stand back, and I'll even stay out for the ruins so you can see. And so I'm going to step in the circles again too, so now that I have my double electrical damage absorption item, now I'm taking more damage. I don't know what that's all about. I have 3 stacks of vulnerability. Maybe that's why. So you see, not the end of the world if you're inside of a circle, but you definitely don't want to hang out there. But you can do what we like to do in the High Lords too, when we have a guildie that's new to the raid, is tell them that the circles are the safe spots, and that they have to be in there to avoid the electrical damage. It's pretty funny. And then if they say, oh, but I'm taking damage, just be like, oh, you would take even more if you were outside the circle. So if you're looking to troll your friends, that's one way you can do that in here. You will get stacks of electrical vulnerability out here, or up here as well. If you go under her, it seems to clear them out, but it seems to be a little bit inconsistent at the same time. So that's one mechanic that seems a little wonky.
Trash.
And then I'm not 100% sure on.
I'll be looking on the dragon. Trash coming. Trash is up. Range casters, get it.
Energy sheath. Yellow
Yellow.
collapse.
Yellow.
So my stacks of vulnerability they were gone before I even collapsed on her. So like I guess they just timed out. Some people experience issues with targeting the dragon, so you may have to manually click on her to target her. I have issues, some other people don't. They have acknowledged that there were issues. They said they fixed it, and it seemed to have fixed it for some. It has not fixed it for me. Just a cool 500,000 hit points left. I'll grab her aggro. Trash coming up. Casters and range tunes on trash, please. If you shield block for the wing buff, then you won't get tossed back.
Yellow.
Collapse.
Yellow.
Tornado coming up.
Great job, guys. That is it. Let's see. Meth, you were the first sign up for the event, so you can do the honors on the chest. It's all yours. There's one chest over here on me. And if there are any questions about the raid, please let me know.
I have a question.
Korkaza rune.
And you did go
Used
over
to buy
this,
the
but
loot.
I seem to have missed it. How is it that you know that the trash is about to spawn?
So the dragon, like, she'll stand still for a moment, and you'll hear like the watery sound. I don't know how else it sounds, like dripping water or kind of running water. And
Right, okay.
and when you hear that, that's telling you that trash is coming up.
There's also a visual tell. A small array of those runes appears over her nose.
It's
A small
it's very
blue
small,
thing of it.
but yeah, it's there. There's little runes above her head.
It's not as big as circles.
Did we get skunked?
No,
I saw a flame insignia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the flame one came up.
On normal, I'd say we usually see we see 1 or 2 pieces of loot. So it's not as stingy as some of the other raids. Any other final questions? Because that is all.
Not for me. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks for coming out, guys. Thanks, High Lords, for helping. This is the last teaching raid event of 2017, but hopefully we'll bring them back in the winter. Don't forget to turn in, guys,
Thanks, everyone.
and have a great night. If there are any final questions in the live stream chat, let me know. I will monitor the chat for a few minutes, but I'm going to shut down the live stream now. Thanks again for coming, guys, and have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, thank you for doing that for us.
Hell yeah, man. Take care.
Right.
Alright, I'm going to shut down the live stream now, but like I said, I'm going to monitor the chat for a few minutes, so if there are any final questions, let me know.